this is once again I can do better. And this is the context of what happened, because Joe will claim I don't add the context of what happened. Um, this is hilarious. He claims that based on one thing I said, which is the second door he opened, you said opened it silently. It was loud when it was being opened. Sure, I said like it was super loud. Even my neighbor could be using a wrench, and that's how loud it was. But yeah, whatever. Like I said, it was loud, and he said, "Open it silently." This is the clip itself. I just needed to show these here. This moment here in the stream itself is where it happened. Now listen.
Open that door silently there.
He literally said it right after he then looked up at the enemy running away. How can you think something so loud is silent? You hear him stepping up there, and you hear him open the door. Like, this here is why you don't know how to catch cheats, because you don't know how to spot the smallest things. You cannot even spot something this loud. Listen to it again. I mean, what more can I say? It's loud as fuck, Joe. It's not even silent. Reduced in sound. No. It's loud. You know he's stepping around up there like crazy. His teammate is in the front to like try and box you in. And you think this door is...
Open that door silently there.
Oh my god, dude. Now back to the moment, because he will rewatch that clip, and then you're gonna hear on Steam overlay, Steam recording, that it's not as loud as what you just heard. Play. Thank you.
That's the first door opening. Okay, you heard it.
So like, it's not as loud as it is on the actual gameplay, and he's also hearing Hunt's, like, you can see it out here, the menu in the background. So like, there's a lot extra, but just take that as added to the fight itself. You should be able to distinguish these sounds here during a fight. I'm watching on a TV right now. I'm recording on my headset. The sounds are different for me. But you're with a headset all the fucking time, and you claim this door here was silent. Oh my god. Here comes the funny part. This is why I laughed so much.
There, it's on the end, but it wasn't as loud as a wrench. Like it was quieter than the door that was further away.
I never said anything about that. I just said it was loud, because it was. It was, and there's nothing you can say about that otherwise.
In mid intermission advertisements of the battle pass that I already
He's still
had.
streaming.
Dude, I'm literally listening to the first door that opened and the second door that opened on the same replay back that are the same relative loudness of one another.
Yeah, and the fact that I then tell you they are lowered on Steam compared to Twitch also means it's even louder during live play. So when you can magically hear it on the replay, why the fuck are you so deaf? You think it's silent on live play? Because I need to be aware of so many things. Exactly, they're trying to get into a fucking compound.
Locked are, and the first door was louder than the second door.
I never said the first door was more quiet. I said the second door was loud as fuck, and I have no idea how you could think it was silent. I don't know why you do that. I just wanted to copy it. Like, does it make you feel better about yourself lying? I swear, how can you even think that was silently? I'm watching you on TV and it could have been my neighbor using a wrench. That's how loud it was. Exaggeration promotes, nay, exaggeration
The
not
fact that you
promotes.
can think it was silent in the moment proves your
Exaggeration enhances understanding, I guess. Like, it's loud. The second door he opened, you said opened it silently. It was loud. And now he claims that I said it in proportion to the first door, which I never did.
horrible at noticing clues. No, nobody can be right 100% of the time. If my focus was somewhere else, then it can be distracted. Like no.
Your focus should not be somewhere else. It can be somewhere else in certain situations. This situation here, are you inside a compound against a duo, potentially a duo, otherwise they would most likely attack each other. But against a duo where they can fucking box you in. You need to be aware of the fucking things that's happening in your proximity. And if you're arguing, no, I don't, I need to be aware of the person in front of me, then that explains why you are in the elo you are rather than in a higher elo. But continue, Joe.
One's perfectly accurate all the time. You can't
I never said you can be perfectly accurate all the time.
use the one time somebody is wrong to say they're wrong all of the time.
Never did. I just said it was loud as fuck. The second door you claimed was silent. And you can use that you claim it was silent while being loud as fuck, which proves how horrible you are at noticing clues. I'm not saying it proves you are wrong. I am saying a loud sound that you can then claim is silent proves how horrible you are at noticing more silent clues. Like when you cannot see the most obvious thing being smacked in your face, how you're gonna see a feather touch you in the head, on the head, feel, not see, feel. Like, why are you taking it so much out of proportion?
That's completely fallacious.
What you did was fallacious. I will let him explain it in full context. Should be around here.
The fact that you can think it was silent in the moment proves you're horrible at noticing clues. No, nobody can be right 100% of the time. If my focus was somewhere else, then it can be distracted. Like no one's perfectly accurate all the time. You can't use the one time somebody is wrong to say they're wrong all of the time. That's completely fallacious.
Again, to sum up, that's not what I did. I said it proves how horrible you are at noticing clues. But the fact that you can think it was silent in the moment, keywords, proves how horrible you are at noticing clues. Like, it really is that fucking simple. And I have an entire channel proving him wrong, even more with the no footstep here 31, where he on one hand here on his YouTube shows like the quote unquote loudness of this clip, and on his, can I get it like this here? And on his previous stream on Twitch, also day 30, because it's the same moment. You have him walking down the stairs with a sticky, the butcher in the corner, him throwing the sticky. You have the exact same moment here, sticky in a hand, walking down the stairs, butcher in the corner, him throwing a sticky. This is the exact moment, 4 hours, 23 minutes into the video on Twitch. The first one, like here on YouTube, you have the exact moment, 2 different places, 2 different sound qualities. The fact that you're claiming something and I have proven you're hearing something completely different multiple times, and then manipulating sound in order to make it seem different, that goes to show I'm not claiming anything, Joe. I'm actually knowing what I'm talking about.
Grasping at straws. Like, no one can
No,
be right 100% of the time.
never said
Everybody
anyone
makes
can.
mistakes and inconsistencies. No
Yes,
one's perfect.
I
Not
never
even the
said it.
greatest athlete, the greatest esports player, nobody is perfect and makes zero mistakes.
Never said anyone is perfect and makes 0 mistakes. Never said that. That's you taking everything I say out of proportion and making it out to be something it's not.
Nobody.
Never said it. I wrote, spelled this wrong, fallacious. And what you're doing is fallacious. Claiming that I'm doing something I am not, and claiming I'm doing that all of the time. The very fallacious behavior he just talked about.
What you're doing is fallacies, claiming that I'm doing something and I'm not claiming I'm doing that at all the time. That's not fallacious, though, is it? I'm not. What?
Yes, it is. You're claiming, you literally just argued it. Literally just argued it like less than a minute ago. And now you're saying, okay, it's not fallacious behavior because I'm the one doing it right now. So it's not a fallacious behavior.
What? You're not. You're just saying. Loctite, again, you're just saying that I just described like a reason why you can't use somebody's mistakes to say that because you made a
I never did. I never did.
mistake one time, therefore you can't be verified, you can't be used. Everything has to be discredited because of a single mistake.
I never said it was because of a single mistake. You claim that super loud door was silent. You claim the no footsteps in this video here was not to be found, but watching them on your Twitch video, they are to be found. Another thing we can do, we can take your own highlight 7 months ago, Joe, and add that as evidence to you manipulating sound one way or another in order to fabricate no footsteps. I hate that.
Oh, there, I think I need to turn.
Fuck.
Game does seem a bit fucking low there. I think I need to turn the volume up a little bit. I don't know why it seems so low. I don't have the sound profile on. Probably why.
You're claiming you don't have the Hunt sound profile on.
Yeah, sort that out quick time.
Now the sound completely disappears.
Yeah.
Will it get domed?
Oh shit, it's a dude. Fucking.
And you can see you're not hearing your teammate get shot or anything. Like right now you're proving to everyone you're out on the desktop manipulating your software. manipulating sound one way or another to claim no footsteps and such details. I've used this one here before. SteelSeries comes with a Hunt Showdown preset. You can also go to the different things and like adjust how hard they are gonna like affect the different frequencies next to it. You can see now it's looking like this curve here. I can do the same thing with this one here. Now it's looking like a much softer curve. I can do it with this one up here. Now it's basically just flat out. I can do it like this to make sure certain frequencies are not as insanely affected as others. You can see like it's making these hard curves right now. I can make it even harder by getting them so much closer to each other and still like making sure I get dips at certain frequencies. So there are ways you can manipulate specific frequencies. This filter sonar is not even as advanced as some fucking softwares are. You can get one that does for a specific frequency, as long as you set it to that specific frequency. Like you can go in so many details for this, and I don't think you can just bump all of it up to enhance the loudness. I don't think that's how it works either, but still. So now that I have proven again multiple times in your own like parts that you're manipulating sound one way or another, and then think some as sound that's super loud is magically silent. Yeah, then continue, Joe.
People make mistakes all the time. No one's perfect.
Oh crap!
That's the logic.
It applied. You can see it applied sonar just now. I just thought of something. Just a second. You might actually not have been able to see that because in my audio settings, yeah, it's to my headset, not Sonar. So Sonar took over my headset. I can try and actually do that. It will. I have just cut it out a little bit. But yeah, I will show in Sonar. So we have Sonar back here. We have the profile like this. I have OBS running. You can see stop recording, pause recording, blah, 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 blah. SteelSeries Sonar Gaming. SteelSeries Sonar. SteelSeries Sonar Gaming. And I'm in the gaming now, so now you can hear it specifically.
Verified. You can't be used. Everything has to be discredited because of a single mistake. People make mistakes all the time. No one's perfect. That's the
I just closed Sonar. It's like let this prove to you how insane you can affect sound. I just changed back to the normal one. Here, listen.
thing. Loctite, again, you're just saying that I just described like a reason why you can't use somebody's mistakes to say that because you made a mistake one time,
It wasn't one time, it's multiple times.
therefore you can't be verified, you can't be used. Everything has to be discredited because of a single mistake.
Not a single mistake, multiple mistakes.
People make mistakes all the time.
Yes, they do.
No one's perfect.
Never said they are.
That's the logical argument that explains why that's fallacious.
Okay. But you're literally just using that exact argument as to why I'm wrong.
You're just saying what you're doing is fallacious and then saying something, but there's no reasoning. You've not explained why.
And what you're doing is fallacious. Claiming that I'm doing something I'm not and claiming I'm doing it all the time, you're literally just saying the exact thing, Joe.
What you're saying is true. All makes sense.
It makes sense within the confinements of reality. Doesn't make sense in the confinement of your delusion, because in your delusion you need to be right all the time. That is also proven on your like YouTube channel. If you go into any of the comment sections of cheaters where people are commenting a lot, you will see people argue against Joe. You will even see someone saying, I reported the cheater, he got banned, super nice. And then Joe saying, sure, cool story, bro. Must have been a blatant rage hacker, like 1% of the cheaters. Like completely dismissing everything people are doing and saying. And you can find it every single time. Sure, that's why they looked at Rocket Raccoon through walls. He's dismissing everything. I'm sorry, but again, completely dismissing shit.
What you're doing is fallacious, claiming that I am doing something I am not, and claiming I'm doing it all the time. You were literally just says the fact that you can think it was silent in the moment proves how horrible you are at noticing clues.
Yes, proves out how horrible you are at noticing clues. I'm saying that in correlation, again, in correlation together with you admitting you're changing sound profiles and you purposely showing a clip. I can show it here also. You showing a clip that is not as loud on YouTube. Unmute tab all the way up. I will just stop there because this is the most noticeable part of that like entire clip. And then use back here.
I knew it was going to happen. I saw it happen before it happened.
The sounds are different. The Twitch one is louder, more clear in sound details. So like multiple times have I proven you're doing something.
In other words, you can't be trusted on what you can and can't hear. That one mistake that is made,
Not one mistake.
therefore discredits all of the times that you've ever said.
No, not one mistake, but it discredits you based on the multiple mistakes you have done. That also shows you are manipulating sound one way or another in order to claim no footsteps. For example.
Said you can't hear something. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What you claimed I did and attaching to it fallacious behavior is the exact fallacious behavior you were doing at the exact moment. No, I've
If you take that one more time, what you claimed I did and attached it to a fallacious behavior is the exact fallacious behavior you were doing at that moment. I claimed Joe cannot be trusted based on not being able to hear loud sounds at the moment, in the moment, of something happening, and then claiming is silent. So how should you be able to trust Joe when he then says, let's get in here because it's further in. Where is that? Here. Oh, also, I'm watching it on Twitch, so the sound manipulation from his YouTube video is not affecting the sounds and how audible it is on the actual clip itself.
It's there, look. We got a no footstep cheater here.
See, he claims we have a no footstep cheater. Now, of course, he says you can hear the metal here, but you couldn't hear him prior and blah, 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 whatnot. If he can claim no footsteps on something that's behind this wall here and up the hill, up the ramp, the pathwalk, while affecting the sound in his own in his own YouTube clip, how should you be able to trust him when he's completely unable to hear the sound of someone? How should you be able to hear him hear the sound of someone that's what's it called? Less audible when he couldn't hear the fucking door being opened right next to him that was loud as fuck. Like, compare the situation of hearing a less audible audio and saying no footstep, and then being completely unable to hear a loud as fuck a metal door squeak its way open and calling it silent. This is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I've literally just explained to you what you did, the implications of what you said.
No, you're creating implications of what I said. That is why that is the usage of the fallacious behavior you're doing and not the one I'm doing.
why that is fallacious, and then you are
No.
then being fallacious,
You're demanding it must be fallacious based on your delusion, nothing else.
saying that doing that is fallacious behavior.
Because that is actually the fallacious behavior. You're claiming that I'm taking one instance and attaching that to multiple times of you cannot be trusted whatsoever. But I'm not. I'm taking multiple instances and attaching them in a correlated result of you cannot be trusted to know the sound.
But you've not actually explained how it's actually fallacious behavior.
I just did. And what you're doing is fallacious, claiming that I'm doing something I am not, and claiming I'm doing that all the time. I'm explaining it. So, yes, you're just demanding I'm not, claiming I'm not.
That's the difference between me and you, Locktar.
Yes, the difference between me and you is I know what I say, I mean what I say, and I'm actually living within the confinement of reality where what I say is explained and not explained through a delusion I must demand is true.
I explain what I think and say.
I don't care what you think. I really don't care what you think, Joe. You also think this person here was a no footstep cheater, and doing so with a clip that's obviously less audible, less loud than your own VOD, and then you're in a previous clip showing that admitting to everyone that you're using sound profiles to manipulating the sound. Yeah, but I'm not doing it anymore. How do we know? That's what a cheater says. He was caught for cheating previously. Yeah, but I'm not cheating anymore. How do we know? You're just not caught doing it yet. How do we know?
You just say things.
And now you're behaving like a kindergartner. No, you. That is why it's hilarious to argue with you, because you cannot stay within the confinement of reality when arguing. I literally told Joe that the fallacious behavior he explained is one that he uses against me. And then he says, no, you're doing it. You're the one doing it.
And now you're behaving like a kindergarten. No, you're saying that.
Again, he literally just read this and then doing the exact thing. No, you're doing it. You're saying it. No, you are.
Locktar. You don't like that you've been argued against. So now
I don't care whether or not I'm being argued against. If we have a discussion in good faith, I can argue with anyone and everyone. I can accept a loss based on that. Arguing in good faith. What you're doing is saying I'm doing something which I'm not whatsoever. So you're creating your own little delusion that something is happening, and then going forward based on that. That's also called a strawman fallacy, for that matter.
now you're going to claim something else that isn't true and then make out that I'm somehow being childish. How is it childish to explain what you've done and give you
It's childish to explain what I have done based on what you imagine I have done, and then saying, no, you are the one that have done that. You are the one that have done that. No, you are. That is the childish part, Joe. To think within the confinements of your delusion.
the actual reasons? Right? No, you're being childish because
And you literally just said it. No, you are.
you won't accept the very adult reasoning that you're being delivered. You're instead going to
And then you're calling it an adult reasoning, while right after just before, not right after, just before having said, no, you are. Like, you're doing it. The very thing I said you're doing, you're literally doing it.
Stamp your feet and then say, no, you're doing it. No, you're doing it. And then you're going to tell me I'm the one that's actually doing that when it's clearly you that's doing that.
And right here, you haven't even like explained with actual logical words and phrases what it is I'm doing. You're just going into kindergartner mode saying, no, you are. I'm not the one doing this here. You are. No, you are the one doing it. Like that's what you just did. That's why it's so fun arguing against you, because you always resort to this.
You've not explained a single thing that you've said.
Now, see, when you take what I say and attach your own delusion to it, I don't need to explain anything at all. In fact, by doing that, you have already admitted defeat. What you could have done by a discussion of good faith, argument of good faith, was ask for clarification. Is this what you mean? And I would have explained it.
Like, true or false, that you have just said that because I got a sound wrong in the moment, therefore I can't be trusted when.
False. Because you have gotten a super loud sound wrong in the moment, and uses Steam recording to admit the sound was actually there, and then in the moment think a loud sound is silent, it proves how horrible you are at noticing clues. Just simply that. But I do that based on every fucking thing I've also done with my entire channel. It's not just this moment.
When I say other times I can't hear things, true or false? Is that not what you're saying?
No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that in a correlation to all the other evidence of you doing something in order to not being able to hear certain things.
Dude, you literally just said multiple times, no, you. No, I didn't. Like, what was, and so, like, Doctor, you're acting like a child. You.
So I'm saying that he's behaving like a kindergartner, then makes him use that. Again, no you. Like, this is why I love it. This is why I made this video here. If you notice the timestamp, 1:56:52, so basically 57, close to. And then 2 hours, 3 minutes and 23 seconds. So like, what, 6 minutes difference, 6.5 minutes difference? Within 6.5 minutes, he completely lost track of reality and have no idea what he just have been saying. So how can you trust anything he says whatsoever? If he in 6.5 minutes can completely forget what it is he says, how can you trust anything he says at all? And then he continues saying, I can go back. Oh, no, wait, I won't.
Wrong and you can't accept it.
Just gonna see how long the video was at this moment.
Yeah, but your clips, you can't, but your clips have no context, Locktar.
It have the context. That's why it was so long. Like, my clips have the actual context of what's happening, what's going on, and you saying it from the very beginning, all the time.
You take a clip and then you apply your own invented and made up context and then make out that it's true.
Oh, really? So you saying that I take this one specific moment of you being unable to hear, apparently unable to hear, a loud door squeak open and attaching that as you cannot be trusted with anything you're saying whatsoever. Like that's what you're doing. That's me apparently doing it out of context. So the context here is because I have proven you're manipulating the sound, because I've proven your sound on the YouTube clips are not the same thing as on Twitch clips. Because I have proven that, it then means I am actually giving context, evidence, and proving that you are being fallacious, right? Okay, good.
That's what you do, Locktar. You're like, I'm Spider-Man, and you're J. Jonah Jameson. That's what you are, bro. You know what
And now he's attaching himself to his Marvel superhero fantasy. Like Joe needs to be a superhero. That's also why he calls himself Joe Blue, the anti-cheater. Like he desires being a superhero.
I'm saying?
The Hive hadn't seen him shooting just to make noise in order to make sure everyone in the map basically can hear him. Same details. But what could have done better? Yeah, headshot. Then they die instantly. They don't scream while burning. That's it.
All the way on the other side of the map.
Dude, you threw it so high, it's not gonna be within the reach.
Well, I'm not saying I'm Spider-Man because I'm the hero. I'm just saying I'm the guy that's being misrepresented by somebody who claims that he's right and what he's doing is true.
Well, I just proven again that what I'm saying is true with the context while you're claiming a lot of shit and doing nothing.
Really, he's misrepresenting the reality for his own biased agenda against the person that he's slandering.
I'm not slandering you, Joe. I'm showing everyone the reality of you and what you're doing. And again, that's just your claim because you cannot handle being proven wrong. Joe is a hero. Oh my god, that's just your claim and nothing else. Double standout fallacy.
Because that's all Locktar does. He'll take a clip, he'll take an idea, and then he'll just recontextualize it to his opinion.
No. That is what you're doing with all your fucking clips of this is a cheater, this is a cheater, this is a cheater. You're taking your I didn't hear that shit, so it must be a cheater. Here's my argument for why he's a cheater. That's what you're doing. And I'm proving all your videos wrong because majority of the time there are clues to it. There are evidence for what in-game explanations for what is happening and all that shit. And you're being like, nah, I'm right, you're wrong.
He doesn't use the facts and argue logically what that means.
Yes, I do.
He'll just invent his bias.
That's literally what you just did up there. When I explained this here, like, what's that? 6 minutes after this comment here, he's literally just doing it one more time.
And apply over the top without the context, apply his own context, and make out something to be true when it's not true. Because Locktar's fallacious. He can't.
Okay, so me actually going prior to the start of the conversation, showing the loudness of the door that you claimed was silent, and then saying it proves how horrible you are at noticing clues. together with me adding the loudness on Twitch and the silentness of, if that's even a word, of your YouTube channel, together with you adding in 7 months ago, I'm not using the hunt sound profile. Like, all that is fallacious, right? Because it's proving you wrong, right?
help but do it, because that's all he can do. He's doing it now. He's doing it now in the chat. Like,
I'm doing it now in the chat, saying that's just your claim. That's just your claim. Easiest clip I will ever make. You're saying no, you multiple times. Like, I'm doing it right now in the chat. Right.
like he can't be held accountable for literally one thing that he says without him immediately trying to act like a child and going, no, you said it. No, you did it. No, it was you.
And see, he's copying what I just said. I said he behaves like a kindergartner and says I'm the one doing it and not him. And now he's doing that exact thing. Like, that is little fallacious behavior, taking something out of proportion, taking something out of context, and applying your own delusion on top of it. Oh, wait, wasn't that what you just said I'm doing? I don't even need to say it one more time, Joe. You're saying, but I'm going to do it anyway. You're saying I'm doing something that I am not, and claiming I'm doing it all of the time. Like,
See, you being fallacious, you doing it. Right? But the reality is,
come with reality. Come with reality. I love reality.
he basically tried to say that because I made one.
Oh, so I basically tried to say, wasn't it you just before that claimed, based on one mistake, I then claimed you cannot be trusted at everything, at all, when that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it proves how horrible you are at noticing clues. If you cannot notice a loud door squeak open and then call it open silently, it proves how horrible you are at noticing clues. It's in your proximity, immediate proximity. You were less than 6 meters away from that door? And you couldn't hear it. Magically couldn't hear it. It's a clue. It's a sound clue. So because you cannot hear something that loud, how should you be able to hear something with lower volume? It proves how horrible you are at noticing clues, Joe. If you argue, which you did, that your focus, concentration was elsewhere, it again proves you are not able to multitask in the sense of focusing on the person in front of you and all the sound clues elsewhere. You're not able to focus on the zombie and butcher in front of you and the silent crouching of someone next to you.
One mistake, therefore I can't be trusted at all because I've made.
Never said you cannot be trusted at all based on one single mistake. I say you cannot be trusted at all based on all the mistakes you have done. It's accumulative.
A single mistake.
No,
and that's
not a single mistake.
And that's Locktob again believing that he's being reasonable and.
I am being reasonable by saying people can't make mistakes, but when you make a mistake and you're told it's a mistake and don't try and correct it, then you're doing it on purpose. When you're doing something on purpose, it's no longer a mistake, and thus you cannot be trusted based on all the evidence of your own YouTube channel saying people are cheaters, yet it can be explained with in-game mechanics.
Truthful and not being completely misrepresentative and fallacious. You did. So then what do you mean by that then, Locktob?
See, now you're asking what I meant. if we go back to it, just the door. I swear, how can you even think this that was silently? I'm watching you on a TV, and it could have been my neighbor using a wrench. That's how loud it was. Exaggeration enhances understanding. Whatever. Then we have the second door he opened because that's when he was gonna go to the clip. 6 minutes later, he went to watch the clip. You said opened it silently. It was loud when it was being opened. Steam recording is lower, and then you're making an excuse. Yeah, but I'm hearing the same sound, and the main door was still louder. And so fucking what? So fucking what if the main door was louder? You said the second door was silent, and it wasn't. But the fact that you can think it was silent in the moment proves how horrible you are at noticing clues. What I mean is the fact that you can take a super loud noise and call that silent proves you are horrible at noticing clues of what is happening in the game. Clues such as doors, shots, crouching, running, horses, crows, balloons, you name it. All things that can make a sound. The Hellfire bomb, or just firebomb, being activated, the grenades being activated, stamina shot, health shot, antidote, regen, you name it. Sounds in general in this game are clues. When you cannot hear a squeaking door, I will go back here. It's easier. Here we have the clip. His day 39, 1 hour, 49 minutes, 33 seconds. He's going to open this door first, then this door, and call this door silent. That's one of the teammates. The other teammate is up here or going up there at some point, I guess. It could actually just be the same guy. No, it cannot be the same guy because this guy gets shot and the other... No, never mind. It duo. And they're moving in tandem. That door! Sorry.
Open that door silently there.
Exactly. How can you think something this loud is silent and then claim you can notice crouching and such? You're focusing on the guy in front of you. Here you're focusing on the butcher. Like, how can you claim I should be able to hear this guy crouching while focusing on the butcher stomping around and be unable to hear that guy open the door while focusing on his teammate? Like, how can you claim you should be able to do those things and prove at the same time you're unable to do those things and then call me fallacious for it?
I can't be trusted at all because I've made a single mistake.
Not a single mistake, multiple mistakes. Multiple. And that's why I say that you cannot be trusted based on your multiple mistakes. But yeah, your delusion is correct. My proof of reality are incorrect. And apparently Joe are never wrong.
And that's Locktar again believing that he's being reasonable and truthful and not being completely misrepresentative and fallacious.
Oh, I'm not.
You did so then what do you mean by that then, Locktar? Can you please explain what does it mean? What are you trying to imply then by saying
See, now you're admitting you don't know what it is I'm trying to imply.
this is I have to go back and get your chat. I'm not.
See, and then you're saying I'm gonna have to go back and get your chat. And I paused too early.
Can you please explain what does it mean? What are you trying to imply then by saying This is I have to go back and get your chat. I'm not arguing with you, Lockhart. You know what you said. We all know what the implications are. I'm not going back up the chat to repeat what you've said. You know what you said.
Exactly. This is 100% exactly the reason why I love arguing with you, because this is exactly what you do all the time. Argue your own delusion being true, and then refuses to go back within the confinement of reality, because that will prove you wrong.
What you mean? You love being wrong all the time.
I mean, based on your question there, Joe, I imagine you love being wrong all the time, because why else would you post false accusations of cheating all the time? I've proven you wrong so many times. It's insane. Like, I really don't understand why you continue down the exact same path and then think, this time I'm going to do it. Have you ever seen Einstein's explanation for what insanity is? Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And that is your entire YouTube channel. This is also going to be the thumbnail of this current video, because you're doing it yet again. The exact same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Now, I'm not expecting you to change. And at this point in time, I'm hoping you never will, because you are a super good comedy channel. As you can see, this is why I love arguing. I can't hear. Why I love arguing with you. Like, but at the beginning, I fell for your name, Joe Blue, the anti-cheater. I fell for that lie, and I hoped you actually were an anti-cheater, but you're not. You're just a liar. That's all the context there was. And he will obviously claim this is incorrect, but I showed you the door. I showed you everything to it. I showed you the moment in the video. I showed you him playing it on his Steam recording. Like, I showed you the entire context. Anything before that is completely irrelevant. So this is the entire context for it. And I'm sorry for it being so long, but context.